Okay, so now we're going to sew the straps on. Just serge them on. Oh, wrong pedal. And there's one. Here's the second one. Now all the pattern pieces are joined. There's no more pattern pieces left. Okay, so now we have this. Okay? All right, so now it's time to apply the elastic, which I brought over here. Oh, here it is. I'm using 3/8 of an inch black, where's 3/8 of an inch black braided polyester elastic. This is not what you'd find in the store swimsuits, but it is the best thing for when you're making your own swimsuit, okay? So here we go. We're going to start applying elastic. What I have to decide is going down this, I only want one piece of elastic in here because with two it gets really thick, although this could take two. I fold that, it actually could take one, but it could take two. So we put the elastic on with the serger. Now this is where you really have to, this is where the lesson begins. Start with the elastic further than the fabric so that it gives you room to catch on to it before the fabric, okay? Do not cut the elastic. You can cut the fabric, but you cannot cut the elastic. The next thing I do, I've made sure that the needles are in the elastic. Now I can begin to stretch the elastic. So you sew the elastic on, pulling on it. If you notice, the fabric is loose, the elastic is taut. Look at it right there. That's how much pressure I'm giving it. I'm also watching to make sure that the elastic stays on the fabric and that I do not cut the elastic. There's a spot on the foot that I know if I go past that spot, I'm cutting the elastic, okay? So I'm watching that. So I'm giving a little tension on it. I've got to go over the seam now. Now, I've got to get here where this lining is. So I got to get the lining laying flat. And later after I do this, I'm going to show you how to gauge the pull that you put on the elastic. Okay, going around a corner, I'm going little by little because I got to make sure I hit all three layers. I've got to hit the elastic, the lining, and the fashion fabric. And try to keep it fluid, okay? But don't get too tight in an area like this. See, that's pulled back, so I need to bring them in together. There. Okay, so now again I'm pulling a little tighter. My most important task is to make sure I do not cut the elastic. I'll show you what happens later when you do. It's bad. Okay, so you see there's a little, it's just gathered ever so slightly around the edge that I just applied the elastic to. Okay? And I missed a spot there. I'd rather miss a spot than cut the elastic. And I'll show you what to do when that happens. Okay, so now I can cut this and start on the back line. I think, now I gotta make a decision. Do I want to use two? Yep, I'm gonna do two elastics. When I say I want to do two elastics, I have to put this here, fold it in, fold this one in, and see how wide of a strap it gives me. If this was skinnier, I would start this second piece of elastic way down here where it begins to fan out so that there weren't two pieces there. But I'm going to go ahead with two pieces all the way. Now the next thing I need to do, you don't ever want to join elastic. You want one piece of elastic to do one task. You don't want to merge them. So the next thing I have to do I have enough to do the next thing? Okay, I do. So I can go ahead and do the second thing. God, I missed a spot there. hold on, let me plug this up. Oh, you know what, I'll do that the normal way. Okay, again, more elastic. Now, my goal now is to keep these two pieces of elastic the same distance apart. Oh, wrong pedal. Okay, I've got stitches in the elastic now, so now I can pull the elastic. You get to a point where you just know how much tension. But you do want to practice before you do your fabric. So I need to lay that down properly. Get these lined up together. Okay, so now I'm near the breast. I need to pull a little tighter. I just want it to hook on the body a little better. And now I'm going around the back. Depending on how low cut it is, determines how tight I pull, because I want to make sure it lays back against the back, doesn't gap open. If it's too loose, it'll gap. Okay. Get that flat. Now again, I want this strap to be the same width as the other strap. So I'm trying to keep it the same distance. Okay. So now the front and the back have been done, and the only thing left is the two leg holes. Okay? So now we have this. And as you can see, it's starting to look like a swimsuit. Okay, that's probably long enough for a second.